Alright, what is going on, everybody? This is Deathline. I'm going to be taking over the hosting for the next two runs. Nova Fortune was scheduled to be the host, but something came up for them, so I'm going to be taking over for Deltarune and Mario Kart 64. So we have Deltarune 80% by mrlink2k. So once the runner is ready, they can go ahead and give a countdown to our restreamer.
Alright, hello everybody, I'm mrlink2k, and I'm going to be running Deltarune any percent, but first I need to restart my game for an item that allows us to skip text manually. Also going to be putting on sticky keys here to lock down shift and control, and we're just going to be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. First part of this run here is basically just a bit of mashing and doing nothing. We're playing in Japanese because it actually saves around 13 seconds over English. We're just going to be choosing the first option here for everything because our choices do not matter in this part. Here in this name select, we're going to be picking 2 different names. It saves a little bit of time because of extra text box that you would get saying, of course, they're the same name, stuff like that. Anyway, we're getting to the real part of the game now here. And this is New Game Plus, so basically, we could just go back to bed and skip 3 minutes of cutscenes. Which is why New Game Plus is the main category. So here we go. This was the item I'm talking about. This flashing thing, that's called the Wrist Protector. That allows us to skip text by holding down Control or C. But we're still going to be mashing because that's the most optimal way to do things. The main movement in this game is basically just trying to keep as much speed or momentum as possible here. As you can see in some of these rooms, we're trying to not hit these walls so we could keep our speed and be as optimal as possible. Some of these places are really hard though to keep your speed, but you do get used to them. So anyway, there's Susie, also known as Susan, who is a bully from school, but we don't know that because we just skipped the cutscenes at the beginning, and that's the bad guy, by the way. His name is Lancer. We're gonna have an actual fight with him coming up in just a bit. This part is just a chase sequence. And something to note, these walls are the only walls in the game that you could glide on without losing all your speed. Kind of cool, I guess. This person auto-scroller. Again, we're trying to not get hit here because that loses some of our momentum. And it loses about 0.3 seconds every time you get hit. Not a lot, but if you get hit multiple times, it will add up for sure. Anyway, now we are going into the Lancer fight like I was talking about. Here we're going to be trying to get a quick kill on him, which is basically 3 consecutive gold hits. And all these gold hits are frame perfect. So it's going to be hard, but it's possible. So we'll see if we could get that here in just a second after this mashing. We're gonna take an intentional hit here for a boss fight later. Again, gonna take more hits. Oh, we missed it by a frame. Alright. Well, the sad thing is, missing it on the last turn actually loses more time than usually missing it any other time. But it's fine. I wasn't expecting to get it. I believe 3-turn only saves about 7 seconds, so no big deal if you don't get it. Especially in a marathon setting. Anyway, here's like a tutorial, but we could just skip that by holding right. And we are done with the first part of the run. Now we have fields. Here we're gonna meet some, oh, the lag. Anyway, we're gonna meet some encounters here. So unlike in Undertale, the first game to this, the encounters are random, except some forced ones. These ones are on the overworld, and you can avoid them. But if you miss them, you cannot run away from them. So, if you miss one of these encounter skips, you will be losing a lot of time. Luckily, these first ones aren't too hard to dodge whatsoever. And here's a fight with Hathies. Just gonna do some menuing here. Take an intentional hit to skip some text boxes. And as you can see, on these circle attacks, we go around and kind of graze on them. That's called grazing. Basically, the more grazing you do, the more TP you get, and the more TP you get, the faster the turn ends. So, grazing as much as possible is optimal, except for some cases where grazing does not matter at all. But most of the time, you want to try grazing as much as you can. Here we got another puzzle, which is actually kind of tricky to get down, but I got it. And now we have a fight, another fight here. We're gonna be attacking on one of them to kill them. Susie is gonna kill one of them on her own. And then on the last one, we're actually gonna spare one, which actually does save around half a second to the old method. And there we go. We could do a thing here called box puzzle skip. It just skips like a text box, saves like half a second, and we got it. That's actually insane. I wasn't expecting to get that. That's cool. That is a double frame perfect trick, by the way. Very hard to get consistently. On encounter skip here, it looks really easy, but it's really hard. And then there's another one coming up that looks really hard, but it's easy. Just some more tech smashing here. This split is basically just some mashing and then some RNG at the end. So nothing really to mention there, except those flashing white checkers. If you get on one of them, you get sent back to the beginning of the room. But anyway, here's the boss fight. It's complete RNG on whether you save time or not. Basically, we want this guy to attack Susie, so Susie will go down, and we can skip some cutscenes and text boxes. Let's see if we can get it here. Not the first turn. We can still get it this turn. If not, we are going to be losing time, though. Dang. Alright, well. It's fine. We're just gonna try to not get hit now, and we are good. Alright, well, that's a shame that we didn't get optimal RNG, but what could you do? Anyway, now we got Forest Maze. We got some really easy encounters off the bat. You just gotta hold left for a frame to, like, juke them out, and then you'll be fine. Really easy encounter skips as long as you know that they're there. But if you do miss them, they don't lose lots of time. But you shouldn't be able to miss them. They're not hard. We're gonna try to do a clip here through this so we don't take damage. We did not get it, but it's fine. We still have, just enough health so we don't have to take a safety save. As long as we don't get hit on these fights coming up. We have yet another forest fight here. We just have to show this guy the manual twice and then he'll become spareable, which is the fastest way to spare him. Coming up we have Bloxer Skip. It looks really easy, but it's pretty hard actually. Okay, we're good. This is very scary because I have just enough health to get through that, but it's always fine. Anyway, now we're gonna make a thrash machine. Just gonna mash through this and go as fast as possible. That was actually really nice. There's a hidden thing up here to get rid of a tree, but we know where it is, so I mean, we could just hit it and be on our way. Coming up, we have another Bloxer Skip. This one is much easier, but something that's interesting to note, if you miss the first Bloxer Skip, you wouldn't have to do this setup here. If you do get Bloxer Skip, this one goes faster, but you could just hit the right wall and you'll be fine. So that's kind of cool. If you miss it though, that Bloxer will be much slower and you could just walk right past it. Another fight here that involves a lot of menuing. There are two ways to do this. I do the slower version because I'm more comfortable with it, and the faster version only saves like a frame. And that's if you do it optimally, so I mean, I do like this method better. And there's the fight. Not bad. Anyway, now Lancer is joining their party. And we are moving on. other than missing 3 turns, this run really doesn't have any major mistakes. So that's pretty cool. But Castle is the hardest part of the run, and we are coming up to that just now after a few chase sequences and cutscenes. We do have a fight coming up where you can't do any menuing. You just have to watch it play out. So what we do to speed the fight up is again do the grazing like I mentioned to end the attacks faster than normal. Also look at these beautiful hitboxes. Why am I not getting hurt? We have to interact with 3 things here before we can move on. We're gonna interact with this wall twice, and then with the shackles once, because we are going to use the shackles for the team fight later on. More puzzles. Anyway, yeah, coming up after these cutscenes, we do get the fight I was talking about. And after 3 turns in this fight, you cannot do any more grazing. You just watch, because the attacks cannot hit you. They literally cannot hit you, no matter how hard you try. Anyway, yeah, after this cutscene, we're getting into the fight. There we go. Dang. That was actually really good. 95 after 3 turns is really good. The best grazing after 3 turns, I believe, is 101. So, that's really, really good. As you can see, we're trying our best. We cannot get hit at all. It's physically impossible to get hit here. Oh, I'm gonna get it. No. Oh, no. We cannot get hit there. Anyway, yeah, coming up we got Card Castle. And it has 2 very difficult encounters. One of them is literally pixels between getting it and missing it. It is really difficult. So if I could get this, it would be really cool. Anyway, coming up here, we got a beautiful music mod that I put in. I like it. I don't know about you guys, but I like it. There we go, we got Red Ranger skip. This is not the hardest one, though. this is actually kind of weird. I might miss it. I did not miss it, but it was really close. Here is the really hard one, by the way. Oh my god, we got it. That is actually insane. That trick is insanely hard. We're gonna buy a weapon here. Which is worth it because it helps with the king fight. And we also equipped the shackles there on Susie, if you saw. We got one more fight here before the final king fight. This is K round 2. Much different than K round 1 because you need Susan to live. Or you cannot progress. And you need to just wait until Susan gets back up. Not hard, though. Just throw it at his crown 3 times and you're good. And we are off to King. Safety save there to quickly heal. And we are going to King. So the best we could get here is 10 turn. It requires a decent amount of gold hits, a decent amount of grazing, and is overall pretty difficult. If we could get it though, that would be really cool. As you can see, on some of these attacks, we're going to be defending with Rousey, because he doesn't have very good attack damage. So we're exchanging that for defending and getting more PP, so we could use these magic attacks, called Red Buster. Uh-oh. This is a good fight, though, so far. We're gonna do a solo attack here with Rousey. Uh-oh. I don't like getting hit here because it's actually, like, really easy to not get hit here. Wow, we are getting a lot of gold hits. This will be a 10 turn. As long as Chris does not go down here. Okay, good. King did not attack Chris. Uh-oh, but Rousey might go down as well. Okay, yeah. Nice. As long as Rousey doesn't go down, this is good. This is a really nice 10 turn. I don't even need to do another solo attack with Rousey. That is nice. That was a nice king. Wow. It's actually possible to do 10 turn with a 0 solo attack with Rousey, but that requires insanely good grazing. What else does it require? Insanely good grazing. All frame perfect hits. So yeah, it's ridiculously hard to get a 0 solo attack. Nobody has done it RTA. Anyway, this is a really good marathon run. This is a top 10 time. Very nice marathon run. I'm not gonna lie. This is like a 26:50, which would only be 14 seconds off my personal best, by the way. So that's really nice. Time's gonna be coming up in about 50 seconds, by the way. And hold up. And time. 26:50 on my end. Nice. That was a good marathon run. Alright, so I guess that's Deltarune. Thanks for having me on. And
thank you, Mr. Link2k. That was a very, very fun run to watch.
Thank you. Anyway, yeah, I guess I'm done here. Thanks for having me on again, and I'll see you guys later.